Hey, everybody. My name is Ryan Shear with Lebanon Now. I'm here with Sheriff Mac Frederick of Laclede County, and he's come today to bring us an update. You can go ahead and take it away, Mac.
Absolutely. So, as you know, a couple days ago on the 24th at around 2:50 p.m., our dispatch center received a 911 call about a man being shot. Our deputies arrived and they found the man deceased, apparent gunshot wounds, and that's just about all we had. And we've done a lot of investigating since then, and now we're 48 hours into it, and we're going through a lot of information, a lot of leads, and the big thing that I've been seeing, and I've seen it on social media, is that the public wants to know stuff. So that's why I wanted to get out here with you, Ryan, and let folks know what we can let them know, and let them know that we're taking this and we're working this case very hard.
Absolutely. And how can the public assist in investigations like this?
Well, so, we haven't come out with a whole lot asking people looking for specific things, because right now where we're at in the investigation, we know a couple things, and we're trying to follow up on them quickly before they dry up. And oftentimes, if we mass blast information out real quick, we may lose evidence. So right now we're working on trying to keep everything close, and we're getting there.
Okay. So seems to be a lot of shooting activity around Lebanon lately.
Yeah.
So the first question I would have is your county and their city. Mm-hmm. When there's something that happens in the city versus county, what's the protocol for what's your involvement? Because some of these incidents have been city, your county. So before we speak on anything, just define your role in those.
Right. So as these situations come up, especially whenever the things are happening in the city, that's the city's priority call. That's what they have to go take care of. And I don't want to speak on behalf of Chief Harrison, but whenever the call comes in, it's pretty much all hands on deck. And we understand that certain calls are within the city. Obviously, we have all the calls in the county. Our job is to be the best partners we can, and we will assist on the shooting that happened a couple weeks ago. We took every call that came in for the entire city and county so that Lebanon PD could focus on their investigation. And the city offers that to us as well. But our job in that, if it's in the city's jurisdiction, they are running the show, and we will do everything that we can to assist them to make sure they can focus on what they need to accomplish.
Absolutely. With that being said, I got some follow-up questions here. So it does seem like in the past few weeks there's been several shootings, which seems abnormal. Is it an escalation? Have we seen escalations like this in the past?
We've had 4 in the last, I think, 2 months now, 4 shootings. We have to look at the victims individually and the circumstances surrounding those individuals. And so then we go, if I'm in a relationship with somebody and there's a domestic problem, there is no way the cops are going to know that's going to happen. Mm-hmm. That happens spontaneously when it happens, and a cop can't prevent it. It just happens. So, if we look at some of the things that go on, we don't know when it's going to happen. And then it pops up, and now we have, what a lot of folks, especially on social media, they're saying, well, man, there's just a rash of shootings going on. It must be all connected. What are you doing about it? Well, to date, we find nothing that connects any of them. There's no connection. And so if we don't see that connection and we can't find that connection, these are isolated incidences, and, the police can't prevent that from happening. We're certainly there for protection, and we're certainly there to educate the public. And, part of our presence is knowing that there's a cop there, and maybe I shouldn't make a bad choice, but when somebody is bent on making a choice like this, nothing's going to stop them.
One of the things when we're talking about speculation, things like that, is we live in a day and age that we have all the crime TV shows, we have CSI, we have true crime podcasts, which tell us an entire story in 30 minutes, and all of that. Since you actively are conducting one and absolutely have conducted other murder investigations, what are the big differences in that TV and real life when we're talking about the public is frustrated and has a right to be, but it's what are the things that take the amount of time
Sure.
In that stratosphere?
So, when an event happens, we respond. We try to contain a situation. We want to preserve evidence. Mm-hmm. That's a big thing that we want to do and keep people safe. But we have to preserve evidence. And, when we collect evidence and you name what the evidence might be, it takes time. We have to make sure that we're collecting it in such a way that we aren't contaminating it. We got to make sure that we're not destroying the evidence. And then when we collect these things, oftentimes we're in a day and age where we send things out to be processed. So if we send out whatever it may be to get fingerprints, DNA, or whatever, oftentimes there is a several months turnaround on getting that information. So whereas we're watching a crime TV, and like you said, in 30 minutes we've got the murder solved. Mm-hmm. For us, we are collecting evidence. We're going out. We're beating the streets for interviews with folks. We're trying to get camera footage, this, that, and the other. That takes time. On TV, 30 minutes to an hour, and it's done. Once we find things, we collect it, we get everything we can, we send it off for further analysis. Now we've reached a lull that we are dependent on the folks that are the scientists, the forensic experts to get that stuff back to us. So there are times in investigations where we reach a lull and we're simply at the mercy of those professionals to get that information back to us.
And it's very important to have an airtight case, so to speak. Absolutely. Is because I'm not saying this is going on in any case, but you may kind of know, or you may have things pointing to somebody, you may have it, but you can't really move forward on that until all of the things fall into place for the case.
Absolutely. And so, folks seem to think that law enforcement is disconnected from a case. I live in this community. I was raised in this community. I'm not leaving this community. People say, well, it's dangerous now. Well, I'm staying. And so we want an airtight case because whoever's responsible for these tragedies, I want them just as much gone as the victim's family. And, I was speaking with a family member of the recent victim over off of Adams, and she is she's a pillar of strength. And as we were talking the other day, she said she doesn't want to make any speculations because she doesn't want to hold a grudge, and it be, one, she doesn't want to hold a grudge, but two, she doesn't want to be wrong. Mm-hmm. And so, I would ask the public, we can speculate on anything, but just understand we are pushing our narratives, what we think, out into the public, and the crime victims' families out there are hearing this, and they don't want to hear that. They simply want the truth to be uncovered, and they want the family member to have justice, and we're trying to do that. So although there's speculation out there in law enforcement, we always say it's not what we know, it's what we can prove. And we don't want to put everything out there and have people making their own speculative cases. We want to give you the information that you absolutely need whenever we've got it, and we've got it right, because we want facts. Because facts are what solve our cases. Absolutely.
And I would like to add, just as a human being, is that, when you're out there reading on the internet, guys, be careful. The people that are ground zero of these tragedies, read what you're writing. Mm-hmm. And you may not intend it to hurt somebody. You may not intend it to be putting somebody down, but remember that they've just experienced one of the biggest tragedies of their life. Mm-hmm. And they go on Facebook or grab a phone, or they go out somewhere and they hear or see you speculating about this. It can be harmful to them.
It absolutely is. And, like you said, everybody grieves in their own way. And these families, all that they wish is that they can have their loved one back. And so, hearing these things and sowing seeds of doubt about the community, sowing seeds of doubt about law enforcement, we're out there doing our job, but we don't do the job for the pay. We do it because we love helping people. And that's what we're trying to do with these cases. We're trying to help people. We're trying to get justice. We don't want this stuff in our county, and I'd absolutely run it out of the county immediately as soon as I have enough facts to be able to make it happen.
Well, thank you for your time, my
Absolutely.
friend. And out there, we'll keep you updated. Me and Matt have talked. We're going to keep you guys updated on the ongoing case and investigation. So stay tuned here to Lebanon Now. Thank you again, my friend.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.